One last super quick.
So I'm sitting here with Dave Meslin, Superman extraordinaire. Oh, and Councillor arrived, so.
Hey, thanks so much for coming by.
You're very welcome. How you doing?
I met you at the Hitchcock.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Well, yeah,
Nice
you
to see you,
meet
Councillor.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
You have a few minutes, or?
Yeah, I just have to keep my eye on what's going in council.
Okay, well, they'll ring the bells, I guess. If
You'll
they,
hear the ding dong?
oh, yeah, you hear them down here.
Okay, good. 'Cause I gotta run when they bell.
These are the public notices we use to tell people.
Oh, yeah. Right.
No one's ever
Nobody
going to notice
reads
that.
those.
Well, why would you? It's first, there's a lot of jargon in there, and the address in this case, actually, this might be your ward. No, Edmonton Lawrence. I knew it was backwards. Or 31. And no one's going to notice that. It should be at the top in bold. There should be a picture of the proposal, a map. So we asked designers, how would you design a public notice from scratch if you wanted to get people's attention, give them the basic information they need, and also proactively encourage them to participate. So things like have your say, we're listening, speak up. So the city, this is a village in Pemberton. They heard about the exhibit. They've completely redesigned their public notice. This is their real actual notice now. And I flew out there and actually gave them an award. That's the mayor. I framed it. So they're the best. They're the best in Canada now. They've got look at this compared to what we've got. Right?
Yeah, so we're still using this.
They're still using this. Even though I found this group called the Bureau of Municipal Research, which did a report in 1972 complaining about our public notices, that they probably just confuse people.
In 1972?
72. So this isn't a new idea, but I'm working with the city clerk, John Elbridge, and really want to see this happen. But part of it's regulated by the Ontario Planning Act. And there's also a lot of issues around the solicitor being worried that if we don't put enough legal mumbo jumbo on here, we might not be able to cover our ass in an OMB challenge or something. So there are factors that make it hard, but I think it's doable. And if we wanna, it's almost a waste of money now. We're wasting taxpayer dollars by putting ads in the paper that no one's ever gonna notice, right? So that's what the whole exhibit's about. Really simple things that we could change, just to like get. I'm always thinking about like my mom. What would get my mom? She's not an activist, but she cares about her neighborhood. Budget process. Calgary has an iPhone app for the budget, so normal people just download it out for free and learn about where their money goes. And New York and Chicago have been experimenting with taking part of the budget and saying, how would you spend it? And then literally having a ballot where neighbors can vote in a binding vote on whether the local money in their neighborhood should go to a new bike path or a library or a daycare or landscaping. So they get directly involved, which is an educational thing too. And it makes them understand, it puts them in your shoes, right? Because you have to make hard choices. And it kind of probably allows them to sympathize a bit with how difficult it is to actually make the budget. The education system, are we teaching kids what they need to know in the civics classes? So we do half credit in grade 10, which is
CDSP stuff.
yeah, this is technically
Or Ontario curriculum.
Yeah, so it's provincial. So 5 of our recommendations are provincial. Actually, if you look at the back of the thing, we've got all 36 listed. So this is the provincial curriculum, should include the full course of municipalities and neighborhoods. All the red ones are Queen's Park. All the green dots are council. Calgary, though, this is where it gets blurry. So this is municipal. Calgary has a city hall school in City Hall, where classes spend 5 days, an entire week, with city staff, learning about how the building works, what's a deputation, what's a standing committee. When they grow up, they're way more likely to get involved. This is more of a humorous one, asking why we still use the word worship for them. And it doesn't really send the right message about what role citizens play. Because usually when you have a grand religious leader who's our fearless, leader to be worshipped, we don't have a role. And I actually use the mayor's own quotes here. In his inaugural speech, he said, we're not supreme. The people of Toronto are supreme. I agree, but the people are supreme. Why would we call any of them worship? But, that's kind of neither here nor there. This is about residence groups. We have a really unstructured cluster of residence groups in the city. Most of them are very small, not that engaged. And we have no staff support for them. And we have no citywide association that represents them.
Ratepayers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, downtown we call them residence groups because there's a lot of tenants in houses. They're not really ratepayers, but they live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So so I'm looking at the BIAs as a contrast. The BIAs are very organized. They have tabia, and they have city staff who support them. And I found other cities where they have structured residence groups in a map, regulated by the province or state, and then city staff who support them. So this is from LA. This is a real office, the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, that oversees 90 elected neighborhood councils. So again, thinking about my mom. Is my mom going to come downtown and make a deputation in front of the budget committee? No. Would she get involved with the neighborhood association that actually was fun and organized?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it takes, neighborhood action takes a couple of other guys. Certainly Neighborhood Watch is still active in Ward 10.
Really?
And of course there's less structured, more informal groups. And then I have 3 or 4 career airs groups, for lack of a better name.
Right.
That do gather and advocate. They're pretty effective.
The thing is, they usually arise in opposition to development. Maybe not in Ward 10, down here. Right. It'd be better if they were always there. Could also give you support.
Development.